Have you ever wondered why some employees move through the organizational ranks quickly while others seem to hit a barrier? Researchers are finding that this can often be explained by factors other than just how well an employee performs the tasks associated to their job. In their article, To the Vulnerable Go the Spoils, authors Ori and Ron Brafman explore the interpersonal skills essential to advancing in your career. According to the author, the ability to form connections or click with your fellow employees is a skill that affects your progression professionally. The article opens with a story of two women who become friends and are able to mutually benefit from the relationship. While Heather begins her new job, she is placed in a cubicle directly outside of her boss, Kelly's, office. One day, Kelly happens to walk by and see a screensaver of Stevie Wonder on Heather's computer. As it turns out, Kelly is also a big fan and had seen Stevie Wonder at a restaurant just the week before. The two began to talk and eventually made plans to see him the next time he came to town for a concert. While this moment may have seemed insignificant to many people, the two of them were able to build a friendship from it and use it to their advantage in the future. As a result of this friendship, both parties feel that they gained a valuable asset to their professional careers. Heather has begun to accompany Kelly on trips and conferences to meetings that she wouldn't have otherwise attended. She's also been able to make many connections through her friendship with her boss. Kelly also feels that having Heather as a friend has allowed her to get a feel for what the co-workers in the office feel, and this is vital to her ability to successfully lead her subordinates. In the article, the author describes individuals who naturally connect to others as high self-monitors. These people are able to adapt their personality and behaviors to fit the expectations of those around them almost instinctively. The two examples given in the article are Bill Clinton and Oprah Winfrey. People like them are able to adapt to their surroundings and are typically the kind of people that you'd want to sit down and have dinner with. While self-monitoring skills occur naturally for many people, researchers also believe that it is a skill that all people can improve in. The two most important aspects to consider when studying self-monitors are proximity and vulnerability. First, let's discuss the notion of proximity in the workplace. One study cited in the article found that college students living in a dorm are most likely to form a strong relationship with those living directly beside them. Students who were separated by just one door were 50% less likely to click than next-door neighbors. Move down a second door, and the chances of clicking drop in half again. The same scenario holds true in the workplace, where workers who are seated beside one another are twice as likely to connect as those who are separated by a desk or cubicle. Another study by the University of Pittsburgh showed that encountering an individual face-to-face 10 or more times, as opposed to just 5 times, makes that individual more likely to seem attractive, honest, and trustworthy to you. These incredible findings highlight the importance of regularly interacting with your peers and superiors at work. As I mentioned before, the second main factor in becoming a better self-monitor is vulnerability. A State of University of New York study paired together strangers in 2 groups. The first group were given generic cocktail party type questions to ask each other, while the pairs in the second group were given more intimate and detailed questions. The results revealed that the pairs given questions that forced more honesty and vulnerability in their responses formed deeper bonds in a short amount of time. One pair in the study even got married. So, as you can see, being vulnerable with another person builds trust in the relationship and enhances the chance of forming a deep, meaningful connection. The article closes by giving 3 simple suggestions to help you click with coworkers. First, learn from natural-born clickers. Emulating people who are gifted at forming relationships will help you learn what techniques do and do not work. Try to mirror their emotional states and their energy levels around other colleagues. Second, begin to view vulnerability as a strength and not a weakness. Sharing our feelings and concerns builds trust with others and enhances our connection with them. Lastly, put yourself in positions that maximize your proximity to coworkers. Sit at the middle of the table at the next meeting, or try to find a desk that's more toward the center of the office. Your chances of connecting with a coworker improve with each foot closer you get to that person. So your personal location can be used as an advantage. These three simple steps can go a long way to reduce the amount of time it takes you to move up in the organization. I think that this article is a good representation of the topics we have discussed so far in this course. Although none of the terms are mentioned by name, the article's subject matter is closely related to three topics that we've studied: credibility, referent power, and connection power. As I mentioned earlier, the more times that you see someone face to face, the more likely you are to find that person trustworthy and honest. This goes a long way to establish trustworthiness with your fellow workers. According to the text, trustworthiness is a major component of your credibility. It is important to build credibility because workers who have it are more likely to be granted more autonomy and more influence in the decision-making process. As you can see, this whole process begins with your interpersonal communication skills. Another main topic of the course covered in the article is referent power, the type of power that arises because a person is easy to identify with and they are able to gain the respect and admiration of their peers. I think the idea of vulnerability covered in the article fits well into the topic of reference power. Gaining respect in the workplace comes from building relationships and proving yourself to those that you work with. The ability to articulate your own feelings and concerns gives your coworkers a sense that you are invested in your relationship with them. I think this is what the author is talking about when he refers to vulnerability. The story at the beginning of the article is a great example of using your self-monitoring skills to open up opportunities for connection power. Heather was able to form a relationship with her boss that opened the door to forming other relationships that she may not have had otherwise. She was able to form a network of coworkers and higher-ups fairly quickly through her relationship with Kelly. These relationships may afford her the opportunity to achieve her own goals in the future, and that really is the essence of connection power, having the ability to accomplish your own personal goals through a network of connections that you have made. Overall, I think the article was very well written, and it provides good advice for coworkers who are either new to a job or frustrated by their inability to progress any further. I was especially impressed by the use of studies to support the ideas that the authors were presenting. Although the article was fairly short, I think it provides practical tips that can be put into use immediately to help you form deeper and more meaningful relationships with colleagues. For many workers, clicking with others may provide open doors that will increase their job satisfaction and help them achieve their own personal goals.